Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big video today. It is going to be Toothless versus Godzilla. Now, in my mind, I know Toothless is strong and all, but Godzilla, he's Godzilla. I've got Godzilla. Let me know who you have in the comments, and also, while you're down there in the comments, we are coming up on a brand new year, 2023. So in the comments, let me know a goal of yours. And later on in the year 2023, we can revisit this and see if you completed your goal. Let me know one in the comments. The video we're reacting to today is by Goji Center. I'll throw him up on the screen right now so you can see him. And let's get it started, guys. We got a combat analysis, and look who's right in front of us. We got Toothless. Nice roar, but that one right there is a little stronger. Let's get it.
Today, legendary Godzilla has set its sights on Toothless, and
that's not good for him.
That today is this Night Fury's last day on Earth.
I mean, I love me some Toothless,
deal with this threat? Today on Goji Center, we will review all the abilities and strategies that this Night Fury will have to rely on.
I mean, Toothless has taken down some big,
legendary Godzilla.
Some big monsters.
This won't be easy.
But not Godzilla.
As we review all the abilities Godzilla brings to this pursuit, we will quickly find out that this encounter will be nothing short of devastating.
Oh, we got a whole animation fight too?
Hit that subscribe button and hold on tight as we travel with both Godzilla and Toothless around the world to see if this Night Fury can survive an encounter with the G-Man.
Let's see it. Godzilla versus Toothless. Who do you got?
As mentioned already, Godzilla is already determined to kill this fella.
100%.
Why? Let's go back in time to see why this encounter is happening in the first place. In this scenario, we're putting these animals in an alternate universe where both of these creatures reside on the same planet. And all of their abilities and weapons are just as powerful as they are in their respective cinematic universes.
You can just bite them.
This also includes their philosophies.
Night Fury is fast, though.
Knowing this, we now need to turn over to Godzilla, who will most likely be the one instigating this fight. Why?
Because he's an alpha.
Explain. In the Monsterverse, the hierarchy of Titans is topped by a single specimen who holds the title of Alpha Titan.
And Godzilla is that man.
This individual up here can basically call all the Titans to do its bidding and demand
Kong is kind of an alpha too, you know, though? I don't know.
This doesn't stop here.
But Godzilla
himself can at times show signs of being a little arrogant and proud.
Yeah,
he knows he's a bad and now expects everyone else to be his subordinate. Now enter this Night Fury, who is currently an alpha in his current universe.
Yeah, he is the alpha there too, though.
There can only be
one, and it's gonna be Godzilla.
This is where we have our conflict. We also have to mention the matter of this Night Fury's size. While not as large as a Titan such as Behemoth, Kong, or Scylla, this dragon does have the weapons necessary to fend off some Titan-sized creatures, placing him a little higher in the hierarchy of powerful creatures on the planet.
So I give him a small chance
to gain Godzilla's attention.
A small one, though. I'm talking this big.
In this hypothetical story, Godzilla looks out for this said alpha to once again make it clear that he's the alpha.
Look at that man. Godzilla, he's too powerful.
Will expect him to bow. But will he?
Oh, this is an animation by King Kong 1200 or something like that? Cool.
Here, the G-Man will appear intimidating with his blue hue and communicate to the Night Fury that he now needs to submit or face consequences.
Let me know if you want me to watch that whole video.
Facing such odds, the Night Fury can do two things: bow or challenge. If he bows, then all is solved. He can continue on living his life.
Just bow.
But for the purposes of this video, we'll cover a scenario where this Night Fury will take its chances and bet on his abilities to try to defeat Godzilla. Since this isn't the first time he's faced larger monsters. And now, Toothless's biology allows him to initiate something known as Alpha Mode. A phenomenon in which parts of his upper body glow blue as a challenging display to another alpha.
Godzilla.
This in turn infuriates Godzilla.
Yeah, that's not gonna make him happy.
That this dragon must die. Godzilla quickly charges up his atomic breath. The Night Fury knows what's coming and now leverages all of his abilities to evade any atomic blast Godzilla shoots at him.
He can get up out of there pretty fast.
Now begun. To try to survive this encounter, this Night Fury will have to rely on flying speeds that can surpass the sound barrier, well-placed plasma blasts in critical areas, cloaking abilities, and most importantly, his common sense. Godzilla, on the other hand, doesn't have much to worry about in terms of corporal safety.
Yeah, he's
Having
a big man.
nukes to the face, drops from high altitudes, and serious beatings, there's not much this Night Fury could do to inflict one critical hit with a plasma blast.
Yeah, how would you even beat him then?
This isn't a question of can the Night Fury survive this, but rather, how long can he survive
How long can he survive? So he couldn't meet him. That's the question, man. How long can this man survive?
Because this dragon will most definitely be airborne during a confrontation against the G-Man, this means that the use of melee weapons will now be obsolete. This fight will most likely only witness pure firepower. But this poses a problem for Godzilla. How on earth do you accurately hit a tiny menace with a narrow atomic stream of fire? Once witnessing the first blast of atomic breath, a smart creature like Toothless would quickly realize that a single whiff of this blast is enough to turn it to ashes. And the further away he is from Godzilla, the better. Being closer to the G-Man allows him to have higher chances of hitting it, whereas being at a longer distance, Godzilla will have a lot less chances of landing a hit. This in turn only means that in a land confrontation, Toothless would most likely resort to something called dive bombing. Which is the act of flying vertically down from high altitudes, at times breaching the sound barrier, and culminate this attack with a supercharged plasma blast. This, if aimed at the right spots, could turn into a serious nuisance. A shot to the gills, for instance, will most likely make Godzilla start to think now. Since there's nothing much he can do other than waste his atomic breath trying to hit an extremely small moving target. Similar to you trying to shoot a very fast fly with a super soaker from a distance. In this scenario, Toothless has developed a strategy to continue bombarding Godzilla at range, leveraging his speeds to avoid a direct hit by the atomic breath.
And he's not doing bad right now.
Is his cloaking ability needed? Not really, especially since his fast speeds already make him almost untouchable. Not to mention the fact that the use of this consumes a lot of energy.
So he doesn't even need to be cloaked.
As you can imagine, Godzilla is now pissed. But
yeah, he's mad. He is mad right now.
After a good number of consecutive dive bombs, the G-Man noticed that the Night Fury has now retreated, but not for long.
He's retreating for a reason, it has to be.
The pursuit. So why did the Night Fury retreat for now? Well, it is because of something known as his shot limit. Night Furies don't have an infinite amount of blasts that they can fire. This is said to be 6 shots, but this Night Fury in particular can hit higher numbers, somewhere in the range of 14 to 15 consecutive shots, especially during alpha mode. Perhaps more, but definitely enough to Godzilla.
I thought it was infinite, though.
After several shots, this Night Fury will now rest at a nearby location for enough time to cool down and recharge, while knowing of the G-Man's whereabouts.
So he's gonna be resting.
This guy is now determined to win. But so is Godzilla.
Godzilla's not letting him leave. He's
not just gonna sit there with his arms crossed, waiting for the Night Fury to come back. He's going after it, turning this battle into a pursuit.
I feel like that makes Godzilla the alpha already.
Godzilla has the ability to detect other nearby Titans and other active alphas. Using this ability, Godzilla will now follow this Night Fury relentlessly.
Yeah, he could just find
it
automatically.
The Night Fury, on the other hand, would constantly keep his distance as soon as he hears Godzilla approaching.
That's true,
since
he can
this
fly.
guy has excellent senses. But after some time, the Night Fury will have recharged his plasma blasts and repeat this process again. Dive bombing, hitting Godzilla from all directions. Except that by this point, it's likely that the Night Fury might have picked up at Godzilla's most vulnerable parts, his gills.
Yeah,
it would only take 2 to 3 shots in this area for Toothless to pick up on Godzilla's painful groan after these impacts.
It's a thermo G.
Meaning that the third time that he attacks Godzilla, all shots will be aimed here.
Ooh,
remember, this guy is smart. So literally any advantage he detects, he will exploit. But he isn't the only one figuring something out. Godzilla now realizes that these shots are hitting his gills a little more frequently. So apart from this pursuit being arduous and annoying, it's now becoming painful. So his next move is to shift the battlefield to a place where the Night Fury's abilities will become obsolete.
To the water? Yep, there we go.
At this point, Godzilla stops following the Night Fury and now lets this dragon come to him.
So now he's kind of retreating a little bit.
The final encounter.
The final encounter. Who wins
Godzilla has resorted to fighting in the ocean when facing flying titans. Fighting on the ground only limits him to one axis,
yeah,
while
he's superior
allowing the
in the water.
creature to basically have infinite maneuverability above him, putting him at a disadvantage.
But if he gets him
in
the water,
in the ocean is different. While it is true that the flying opponent still has infinite maneuverability on the surface, one mistake, such as flying too close to the water surface, can spell doom for this creature.
Yeah, that would be
Down here, both Godzilla and his opponent have said infinite maneuverability, but Godzilla now would have the edge.
100%.
In Ghidorah's case, Godzilla was able to bring him down because he was flying too low. But what about the Night Fury? It's not like it's going to fly low the whole time. In this fight, it would only do this at each culmination of a dive bomb. So what's his plan? Let's find out. Godzilla allows himself to be found by the challenging Night Fury, who, by the way, has its sights set on Godzilla's gills. But this time, Godzilla has a little surprise waiting.
Oh, he's got a plan.
As he detects the Night Fury approaching, the G-Man will now position himself with part of his body on the surface to give the Night Fury a reason to fly low enough to shoot at his gills.
Okay,
as
and then
the
he's gonna
Night Fury
get him,
dive
maybe?
bombs, the G-Man now swims up, activates his atomic breath, and with its colossal body creates a water splash so powerful that the Night Fury finds himself in the middle of a giant watery splash intended to bring him underwater.
That's
a
so
smart
smart.
animal like this Night Fury would quickly figure out what Godzilla's trying to do, so now he'll be more careful. After this failed attempt, Godzilla now swims close to the surface, receiving shots on his dorsals close to his gills. It is now when Godzilla lifts his massive tail, carrying so much water with it
that
it
is a
manages
tail
to
whip.
disorient this Night Fury, slowing him down just enough for Godzilla to almost hit it with his atomic blast.
That was so
He
close.
missed, but now the Night Fury is heading straight into Godzilla territory.
Is he in the water?
The next obvious question, can this guy even swim?
Even if he
yes,
can, he's not
he
faster.
Can actually, and he's
No way
good
he's faster.
at it.
Oh,
but
he is?
one thing to consider here is that this guy's speed underwater will decrease exponentially.
Yeah,
putting
Godzilla's
him
gonna
at
be
the
faster.
same level as Godzilla or below.
Yeah.
Meaning that it will be many times more difficult to dodge an atomic attack, and Godzilla knows this.
Ooh, that was so
Godzilla
close,
turns
bro.
around and begins to charge his atomic breath again.
There
But
he
Toothless
goes.
quickly fires his plasma blast underwater. Yes, they can do this, and distracts Godzilla for enough time for him to reach the surface and begin to fly away.
Or try
There
to,
is
at
not
least.
much
Look at him
time
struggling.
left for this Night Fury. It's
we got
imperative
out.
for this guy to once again fly fast so that he may avoid the atomic blast.
You had him in the water, G.
But
What are you doing?
It's too late.
Ah.
Unfortunately for this Night Fury, its flying speed coming out of the water was not fast enough to evade a robust atomic beam from Godzilla at a
is the
short
winner.
distance. To be more realistic here, this was just a matter of time.
It was.
Admittedly,
It
this
really
could have
was.
also
Come on
eventually
now.
happened on land with one lucky shot from Godzilla.
Godzilla is the man.
Except in this scenario, the G-Man chose the playing ground where this would have had more likelihood of happening. But
True.
realistically, would this fight even happen?
I mean, I
Probably
don't think
not.
so.
Upon
Yeah.
witnessing that not a single one of these plasma blasts can critically injure Godzilla, Toothless
Night
would have
Fury, he would
realized
have
that
been
this is a
stopped.
lost cause and submit.
Yeah.
As much as we hate seeing our favorite Night Fury be a subordinate, there just wouldn't be any other way against the King of Monsters.
I mean, he's
Today,
the King of
Night
Monsters.
Fury deserves nothing less than a standing ovation for its bravery, courage, and audacity for standing up to the most powerful Alpha Titan of all time.
He did try, though. That is going to be the end of this video. Godzilla, though, come on now. He can't be defeated. Well, you know, he can. We might see that one day, by the way. But for right now, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year's, by the way, everybody. Make it a good one. I love ya. Goodbye.